Hey guys, my name is Danish and this is the OnePlus 10 Pro 5G first impressions. So let's just get started. So the OnePlus 10 Pro 5G launched in January of this year, and it came off with a lot of fanfare because of the next generation chips from Snapdragon, that is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor SoC, which is being included in the flagships of this generation, and it's going to be a lot of exciting features that can come to these devices, which is 8K recording at a comfortable frame rate. So there's a lot to unpack over here. So let's just get started with the price, which is the base model of the OnePlus 10 Pro is an 8GB RAM 128GB storage model, which starts at 67,000 rupees, and the 12256 model, which starts at 72,000 rupees. So it is not a budget segment, but still not as high as a flagship of Samsung, because the Samsung S22 starts at similar price, but it goes up as you go up in the size tier and also in the display size with the S22 Plus and all that, which I'll cover in another video which I have coming on the S22 Plus as well, because I got some hands-on experience with that device as well. But talking about the finishes of the OnePlus 10 Pro, we get two colors, Volcano Black and Emerald Forest. So the one that I have in the footage is the Emerald Forest, which is the 256GB variant as well. Starting out, it has a very distinctive camera bump with 3 lenses and 1 ring flash type thing, which came up in the Huawei's before last year, I think in the P50 or something. But yeah, it is a ring flash, and the sensors are a 48 megapixel main optical image stabilized sensor, a 50 megapixel ultra wide with an extended view of 150 degrees, an 8 megapixel telephoto 3.3 times optical zoom with OIS, and recording capabilities of 8K 24 and 4K 120, which is not something you see every day. You see 4K 30 and you can see 4K 60, but 4K 120 is not really that common, and you can slow that down to 60 or even 24 or even 30 and have some good slow-mo footage. I did not have that much of an exciting scene to record with this phone at 4K 120, but I did get some footage which I can slow down and put up here. Now coming on to the selfie camera, we get a 32MP sensor with only 1080p 30 recording capabilities, which is really a letdown, because even Samsung budget devices get 4K 60 or 4K 30 from the selfie camera. So this was a little bit of a disappointment, but the glass surrounding the display is a 6.7 inch 1440 by 3216, so a QHD display with a peak brightness of 1300 nits and 120 Hz, which is also an LTPO panel. So it has a variable refresh rate and can go from 1 Hz to 120 Hz, and all the ranges in between, like 10, 24, 48, based on the scenario and based on the application that allows it. So this gives you a bit more of a battery saving feature, because you don't have to run it at 120 Hz all the time and sacrifice battery life. There was an option in the settings to go down to 1080p at 120 Hz, but that just is there to extend your battery a bit more, but you will enjoy the device more at the QHD resolution, because the PPI is just so nice to enjoy and look at. Now talking about the build quality, it is a glass aluminum sandwich, Corning Gorilla Glass on the front and the rear with an aluminum frame all around. That buttons are really tactile. We have the volume rocker on the left side, and on the right side we have the notification toggle switch with 3 modes and the power button as well. No headphone jack on this device, a speaker at the bottom with the SIM tray at the bottom with the Type-C port, and I think a microphone port or something at the top. So it is stereo speakers, but it uses the top speaker above the display as the second speaker and works in tandem with the bottom larger speaker to give you a stereo output. Now talking in terms of batteries, it has a 5000 milliamp hour battery and has an 80 watt charging capacity, and this big bonus point here is the 80 watt charging brick is included in the box, which is something that you can't say to Samsungs and Apples of the world, but yeah, you get the brick in the box, and it also is capable of 50 watt wireless charging and also reverse wireless charging to recharge your headphones or something like that. Good but not a lot of people are going for wireless charging, and even if they do, they go for 15 to 18 watt charging, but that's a whole other scenario. Talking about all the salient features, it has NFC, it has Bluetooth 5.2, no expandable storage, IP68 water rating, and as well as having 5G capability, which is something that the brands want to show off in their naming scheme and have the 5G in big bold letters in the name of the title of the device as well. Now the OnePlus 10 Pro comes with Android 12 with the Oxygen OS 12.1, and this is starting to go more towards the Vivo and the Oppo ColorOS thing, and more away from the streamlined operating system that it used to have. And also the support is something to look for, because the upkeep has becoming more and more difficult for OnePlus, and the updates are getting slower and slower by the day. But yeah, it is a part of the BBK group, umbrella corporation that owns all of these brands, so there will be a little bit of mixing around here and there. But now coming on to the camera performance, from what the limited testing that I did, 8K footage was really heavy. It does have OIS, and you can see it stabilizing itself as I move it around. 4K is really good, really sharp, really vivid. I tried out the selfie portrait mode. It was not the best in terms of the detection of the foreground and the background. There was a bit of smoothing around my hair, and also there was a bit of sharpening as well to get the lost detail up. It was not really noticeable if you just look at the image, but if you try to zoom in and pixel peep, it really becomes a little bit more apparent. But for general use case, it is not really a big deal. Now coming on to the manual modes, it covers all the basic functionalities. It gives me a focus peaking feature where it shows which part of the image is in focus, and also it gives me a histogram so I can know if I'm overexposed or underexposed, or do I need to do something else in terms of tuning to get the maximum amount of light and dynamic range as possible. In auto mode, it is not bad, it is okay for normal consumption. You won't have any complaints about this device as well. Now coming on to the feel in my hand, it was a bit slippery, the phone, because of the tapered edges of the screen, and it tapers back from the back glass as well into the thin rails at the side. It has a little bit of slip when you hold it. It did not give me much confidence when I was holding it and thinking it might slip from my hand. But with the included case which comes in the box, mind you, they are giving you a charger, a cable, and a case. Wow, how was it not going broke there? But with the case on, it comes with the color match for your phone, so with the case on, it gives me a bit more confidence. But for the people who don't use a case on their devices, you might have to skin it or something to give you a bit more grip on this phone. Now comparing it to the S22, which I'm going to do a lot because I have on-hand experience with both of these, the S22 was a lot more grippier because of the harder, sharper edges, but that will come up in a whole another video, and get subscribed to watch that video as well, because I'm going to cover that pretty quickly as well. And I guess I don't have much complaints other than the 1080p recording of the selfie camera and the slipperiness of the device. The camera modules are really good, the flash is good, the battery capability is good. The performance of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 is up for debate, but is still really a good flagship processor, even though it has all of those benchmark scandals and all of that. For a normal user who does not game or do anything highly intensive on that device, it is not going to be noticeable, and you will not feel a thing in terms of not reaching the maximum capability or not getting all of the performance allowed by the operating system. So you do not have to worry about performance leakage or for your money over here, even though there are other devices in this processor segment that will come up soon in a future video, where I'm going to compare all the devices that have a Snapdragon 801 chip all the way up till now, and there are some interesting findings in that, so stay tuned for that. And I guess that's the end of this video. If you like this video, give this video a like, get subscribed to my channel, and ring the bell icon to receive notifications of all of my future videos. Comment down below if I missed anything or you want to know more details about this device. Follow me on my social media channels for more fun content. As always, stay home, stay safe. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.